Hi guys, and welcome to another barefaced video on my channel, because today I will be reviewing a much hyped and a much talked about foundation, which is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation. And I have been waiting for the longest time to actually try this and review this, but my shade was always sold out on Nykaa. So once I got my hands on it, I got it delivered to my place, and here I am filming a video and would be giving you a review. I would be doing a regular check-ins because it is a long day ahead for me. We are planning to go out. It's one of our cousin's birthday celebrations, so I thought this is the perfect time to actually give this foundation a shot. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. The bottle comes housed in this black packaging, and it just mentions Huda Beauty Faux Filter foundation, a very clean packaging. This retails for 2,990 rupees on Nykaa, which is almost 3,000 rupees. And this is basically supposed to be a very high coverage cream foundation. So just let me read what's written on the package. It says high coverage cream foundation, effortless application, camouflages imperfection and pigmentation, soft focus, filter finish. So that's probably all that we actually look for in a foundation. And as you can see, I have like quite a bit of things going on my face to be covered. So let's read the directions. The directions say, using a pump or less, apply foundation evenly all over the face with a dense brush or beauty sponge. For best application, pair with a Huda Beauty Complexion Perfection pre-makeup base. So I do not have the pre-makeup base from Huda, but I have already primed my face using the vitamin enriched face base by Bobbi Brown. That's something which I go to whenever I'm using a very full coverage or a very thick foundation. That's what I guess this foundation is going to be like. This is what the foundation looks like from the inside. It's a beautiful ombre bottle, and it's a plastic bottle. Though it looks like glass, it looks expensive, but it is plastic, so probably it's easy to like travel with, because you're not gonna have breakage and everything. You need not bother about that. And it does come with a pump, which is like such a plus for me whenever I'm buying foundations. I do not like to dig in spatulas or try and take out the foundation with my finger or pour it over my hand. I do not like it, because pouring it over your hand does not give you control of how much amount you're going to be using. So as the directions said, that using a pump or less, so let's try it out. By the way, the shade that I'm using is 310 Amaretti. It is also mentioned at the bottom of the bottle. And I have taken a pump, and as you can see, the consistency is quite thick. It is sort of like running down my hand, but still the consistency is quite thick. I also do not have the Huda Beauty application brush, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my Morphe brush, which is also a very densely packed brush. This is the Morphe M439 brush. Very dense brush, and I love using dense brushes for applying very heavy coverage foundations. For example, like when I use my Laura Mercier, this is the brush that I go to because it buffs in the foundation really well. And by the way, I am shooting in natural light so that you can actually see how the foundation goes on. So let's get started. What I'm going to do is, this foundation actually is very thick to the touch, and I think this shade is not the right match for me. I think it's a little bit too dark, but anyways, we shall work with it, we shall roll with it. And I'm gonna probably lighten out the center of my face with a lighter concealer. This is definitely just, it's not very dark for me, but it's just a shade dark for me. I am an NC2530 in MAC, just in case you guys are curious, and this is the shade Amaretti. I think I already mentioned, but as on camera I can see that wherever I've applied the foundation looks really nice. So I'm just going to put it on my forehead. I feel that whenever I'm applying heavy coverage foundations, I like to work in sections rather than just dab it all over in one go and then try and blend it, because at times the foundation just sets and you just can't move it. So this side is actually going to be the test side, because this side has a lot to be covered. By the way, I must tell you that this foundation is blending out pretty nicely. I actually didn't expect it to blend out so nicely, because it is supposed to be like pretty high coverage. I thought I'll have to make a lot of effort in blending this, but as you can see, it's just blending out perfectly on my skin. And with foundation like this, I always try and go in for a primer, which is like slightly more moisturizing, because I feel that way it just helps the foundation glide on slightly better. I still have a lot of the foundation left and my face is almost done, and as you can see, it has actually covered quite a bit on my face. I'll give you a close-up. Although I can still see scarring, but this is pretty good coverage, and I don't think I need to even go in with a concealer quite a bit. So it is going to be minimalistic that I'm going to apply, and as far as I can see on the camera, the finish looks pretty flawless. And I don't know if you guys can make out, there's a little sheen to the foundation. It's not like completely matte. There is some kind of sheen going on my face, so I really like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest and just blend it down my neck, because you don't want your neck to look like a different color. I'm going to just try and build up here where my freckles are, and probably just a tad bit more here and here where I have acne scarring. So let's see how it builds up. So far I really like how it's looking right now. So I'm just gonna dispense the tiniest amount, like this is not even half a pump, so I'm just going to dispense that much and just directly place where I need it. I have freckles here and I have acne scarring. And I'm gonna take the same brush and I'm gonna this time dab it, because I want a little more coverage in those areas. And even with dabbing, I'm finding that this foundation is blending out pretty well. One thing that I must tell you is that while you're wearing this foundation, it's gonna look like you're wearing foundation, which is the case with all high coverage or super duper heavy coverage foundations. This is not gonna look like you're not wearing makeup. You're gonna be looking like you're wearing makeup, but in the most natural kind of way possible. So it's not looking heavy or cakey, but definitely you can make out that I am wearing makeup. It's if you're going for the no makeup look, probably this is not going to be the right choice for you. So overall, I really like how the foundation looks right now, and what I'll do is I'll get back to you once I'm done with my full face, and throughout our outing I shall be checking in with you guys. So guys, this is what it looks like finally, and I had no troubles blending in the concealer or powdering it up. I've kept the eyes pretty basic. I am a fan of bronzy eyes, and what I have on my lips is Anastasia's Catherine. I love this color, and I love how the look is looking right now. It's really humid, so it's going to be an actual test of how the foundation wears, and I shall be checking in with you guys after some time, and I'll be reviewing as to how the foundation is holding up. So guys, this is my first check-in. It's been 3 hours since I've been wearing this foundation and it's holding up pretty well. As you can see, all the areas that I tried to conceal with the foundation are still intact and there's no fading, nothing. Generally, I have issues with it fading from my nose, but it's still holding on. This is my second check-in, guys. It's already 6 hours. We've been eating, talking, chit-chatting, and the foundation looks super nice. Alright guys, this is my final check-in, and as you can see, I am extremely tired. It's 1:40 in the morning, as in 1:40 at night, and we traveled all the way to Lucknow and we traveled back. So it's technically been about like 8.5 hours since I've been wearing this foundation, and as you can see that the foundation is still looking pretty flawless, although I am looking a little oily in my T-zone area. This generally is a concern for me because I'm a combination skin type and I haven't powdered even a single time during my this short trip to Lucknow. So I think that way the foundation has held up pretty well. It has not faded from anywhere, it's not come off from anywhere. The blush, bronzer, highlight, whatever I had put on my skin is still quite vibrant, so it's really held up well in those aspects. And I can just see that a little bit of foundation has settled in the sides of my nose and in my laugh lines. I tend to talk a lot, I'm a talkative person. So there's a slight bit of settling down of the foundation, but nothing major, nothing which would put you off. And otherwise, as you can see, the coverage has also been maintained. All my scarring and all can't be seen that much, although I feel that people with drier skin types might not like this foundation too much. But I think overall it's like a good foundation, a good heavy coverage foundation. You must give it a try, but please do refer to the shade chart on the Huda website, because as it is a highly pigmented foundation, getting your shade right definitely makes a lot of difference. And as we started with the video, I felt that this shade was like just a tad bit darker, so probably I'll be like mixing it up with some other foundation of mine to just lighten it up. But I feel that this foundation has performed really well through the test. What do you guys think? And if you guys have used this foundation, do let me know what have your experiences been with the foundation, because I know people who extremely love this foundation and I know people who do not love this foundation at all, because on them it just turns out cakey. So what has your experience been with this foundation? Do let me know in the comment section below. And if there's any particular video that you would like me to create, do let me know again in the comment section below. And until my next video, bye bye.